stealthy, also being tinted LEDs, shiny gloss black. Smoothed, the door cards, hydro dipped carbon fibre. They get trimmed to MK Customs, the same gold, so special stuff. The air ducts, breathe. Hello everyone, hope you're well, welcome back. Done a few pictures on Instagram, but I just thought I feel like I've not been very active, and a few of you may be wondering actually what is coming up or what's happened. And I've actually had a couple of Instagram sort of private messages, which is nice to hear, where people have actually said, looking forward to your next video, you know, what are you doing? So I thought what I'll do is I'll just do a video so hopefully everyone can sort of be updated. So I'll flip the camera around, and what I'm going to do is just talk through a few things that I've either ordered or yet to order or yet to happen to the car. And this is all in preparation, really not just because obviously I want to do them, but not just that, but also I want to get them done before Ford Fair, because then hopefully the car will be at a really good standard. Okay, so I'll start with the outside. The biggest change, actually there's two quite big changes that will be happening to the car. One is I always wanted to get rid of this bright red of the rear lights. Now, do you know what? Sometimes, because quite a few people do actually change the red to the smoked sort of tinted ones, I always thought maybe I'll be different. And sometimes I do think, yeah, it looks quite cool. From the side, I actually do like it with the red, weirdly. But then at the back, I just think it just looks a bit normal. Even my wife, when she was following me in the car once, was a bit like, the back of the car just doesn't sort of look all that much different to some. So then I thought to myself, I'm going to have to go down the route of changing and having this smoke to give that more stealthy, more aggressive look. But what I'm going to be doing is not doing it myself. I'm not doing tint spray that a lot of people do, because even though you can get a decent finish, it's not as good, it doesn't last as long, and I want it to look pretty much OEM. I want this high gloss finish. So I found someone that'll do it for me, and hopefully it'll be posted soon. And also at the same time, all the lights are going to be changed to LEDs. So in the video, I'll be showing you all that and what it looks like, because one, the lights will be tinted, so obviously the light output gets reduced. And to make sure I do try and keep it legal, I'm going for the LEDs because it says it increases it by 50% the brightness compared to the standard ones. So hopefully that should look awesome. But also at the same time, to modernise the car, the indicators, the LED and the fog lights are all going LED. And also, to finish it off, the third brake light is also being tinted and again going LEDs. So the whole back of the car will be full LED, and I've already got the auto beam LED reg ones. Right, enough about the lights. Next thing is round the front. Now, I've taken off the fog lights because they're getting sent off to MK Customs to get done in nice shiny gloss black. Cannot wait to get them. That's also going to tie in with the rest of the bumper is going back to the body shop, the same one that I went to last time, the Wilson Auto Repairs. It's getting smoothed. The grills are all going to be done in gloss black. So the reason I'm not getting the body shop to actually do the fog lights is just because I'm having a few things that I'll get onto in a minute done on the car. I thought, I know his finish is ridiculously good. His high gloss finish looks awesome, so that's why they're getting sent off to him. But the body shop are going to be smoothing off not just obviously the bumper, but this grille. So at the same time, I'm going to get him to do the gloss, the grille in gloss black. Then the issue I'm going to have is I don't want to put the reg there, so I'm trying to come up with a solution where it's actually going to go in the lower grille, but then in the future I want to try and have it so it is over the top of that, and then I can take it off safely and securely, but with nothing remaining there, so that for shows it just still has that kind of smooth look, no reg, and it should look awesome. So I think that's pretty much for the outside at the moment. Now the inside, I don't want to show something because the door cards are actually getting done. So I'm not actually going to go inside just yet, because otherwise you will see something part way through and I don't want to, because I'm doing a separate video on it. But the door cards are actually, well, I had them done, but then I had an issue which I'll show in the video. I'm giving them back to him, so hopefully he can sort that out. The other thing that I'm having done on the inside, so I can show this because you can't see the door cards at the moment, but this is one of the other things that I'm having done at the moment, is I flocked this myself. But you know, it looked quite good at start with, but as you can see, it doesn't look as bad it doesn't look as bad in person, but on camera, the colour difference is, it's got this. in person it doesn't actually look that blue, but for some reason when you take pictures and videos it really annoys me that the flock on this kind of has a blue look. And it was a DIY job, it was a good DIY job, I've got to admit, but there's just a few little areas that aren't perfect. So again, I'm going back to MK Customs and we're going to have it done in this finish, so it just ties in more of the interior, because I don't want to have loads and loads and loads of different finishes. There's kind of 4 things in this car for the interior. It's the hydro dipped carbon fibre, it's the real carbon fibre, it's the leather, and the black Alcantara. So they're, and then I suppose the accents of silver, but they're the only things that I want in the car. So I've still got this element of flocking, so that's always bugged me, and that's one of the other things that is getting sorted. Then moving on to something that's actually not going to happen for probably many months. It won't be done for Ford Fair, unfortunately, funds will not allow it, but these seats I also want to get trimmed in the same leather and black Alcantara with the gold stitching to match the rest of the interior again. So that is something that will be happening in the future, and that should drastically change it. Another thing actually that I wanted to say of the interior is, obviously I've used these OMP bases for the seats, but one thing is, even though I did have them shaved a little bit down, it just still feels like the seat sits a little bit high. It is, I'd say, the same as a standard seat, but just to have it that little bit lower, I don't think there's a part of the back of this seat that is actually needed that I can grind off, and the eyelet for the bolt can still be secure. So that should actually save about a good centimetre, which I think you will probably feel when you are sat in the car, so it'll just be tilting you back just that little bit, so that should look pretty good. Right, on to the engine bay. Okay, so actually quite a few things hopefully will be happening to this, either pre-Ford Fair, if not hopefully sometime this year. One of the big things is this rocker cover. I sprayed it myself, but something happened to it. It wasn't great, so I'm going back to MK Customs, who are going to look to professionally do it in gold for me. I'm going to be changing each of these caps and the wash one over there and the dipstick. I'm going to change all them. Again, MK Customs are going to hopefully sort me out and do the same gold, so everything looks mint, and it should look nice and smooth and glossy and look well better than the finish that I achieved. Another thing is, when I went for my rolling road day, there was an issue still with heat soak because of the open cone filter. It's great in cold weather, but the problem is, in these hotter parts of the year, which we do get in the UK, the problem is there's still heat soak coming through. So I've got a few things planned for this. So one of the first things is the coolant hose actually, basically, if you can see it there, it actually runs right underneath the air filter, producing a lot of heat, and that is getting sucked in. So I think that's one of the issues. So I'm buying some of this heat kind of wrap special stuff, and I'm going to wrap that whole hose in it, so it should keep the heat inside the hose and not radiate as much as it is now. I'm in talks with Piper Cross at the moment, and hopefully we're going to look to develop some sort of heat shield as well for the cone filter, because obviously the best one out there is the Mountune one, but I can't get hold of one of them, and if you do, it's the whole kit, and it's so expensive. The idea is it'd just be nice to have some sort of shield to try and reduce any of the heat that is getting to the filter. So that would be interesting to see if something can be developed for that, so stay tuned for that. And at the same time, while these fogs are off, I'm going to do a fog light delete on these, and I've got, I think it's RSP Engineering, I think I've got that right. I've bought the air ducts for them, so, and I've got some cooling, hosing, piping, silicon stuff, whatever you call it. So I'm going to get nice cold air running from both sides, hopefully. But for now, the main one is to get some nice cold air filtered in to this area, so more cold air will get sucked in to that part of the engine bay. And if I've got a little bit of hose left over, I'm just going to kind of have it so it kind of goes somewhere in there, so it'll just get some more cold air running in the front of the engine bay. Right, breathe. Okay, so I think that is everything covered on the car that I am looking to do at the moment. It's going to be a pretty busy next 2 months before Ford Fair. If I can get as much of it done as possible, I will, because it will be awesome, not just for me to benefit from the car, it will also be better for everyone to sort of see it in a nicer state with all these other bits that have been done pre-Ford Fair when it's on stand at the Oval Owners Club stand. But yeah, comment below on what you think of all the things that I'm going to be doing to the car. What are you most excited to see? And apologies again for such a long delay between videos, but hopefully this will just sort of have a bit of a fill-in gap before I look to do any more actual proper videos on the car. So thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.